Okay, guys, and the next one we talk about next PowerPoint. Okay, attribution theory. Perception about person perception, making judgments about others. The perception concepts most relevant to OB include person perceptions are the perceptions people form about each other. Many of our perceptions of others are formed by first impressions and small cues that have little supporting evidence. This is particularly troublesome but common when we infer an other person's morality, research indicates we form our strongest impression based on what we perceive about another's moral character. But our initial information about this can be sketchy and unfounded. Let's unravel some of our other human tendencies that interfere with correct person perception, beginning with the evidence behind attribution theory. Okay, attribution theory. Please use 2 minutes for this. And next, okay, back to this slide, attribution theory. Non-living objectives such as there's machine and building are subject to the laws of nature. But they have no beliefs, motives, or intentions. People do. When we observe people, we attempt to explain their behavior. Our perception can judgments of a person's actions are influenced by the assumptions we make about that person's state of mind. Attribution theory tries to explain the ways we judge people differently depending on the meaning we attribute to our behavior. For instance, consider what you think when people smile at you. Do you think they are cooperative, appreciative, or competitive? What do you think? We assign meaning to smile and other expressions in many different ways. Attribution theory suggests that when we observe an individual's behavior, we attempt to explain whether it was internally or externally caused. The determination depends largely on three factors. For the first one, distinctiveness. The next one, consensus. And the last one, consistency. Let's clarify the differences between internal and external causation, and then we will discuss the determining factors. For the first one, internally. About internally, thoughts, behaviors, others, and observer believed to be under the personal behavioral control of another individual. Externally, cause behavior is what we imagine the situation forces the individual to do. If an employee is late for work, you might attribute that to his overnight partying and subsequent oversleeping. This is an internal attribution, but if you attribute his lateness to a traffic snarl, you are making an external attribution. Now, let's discuss the three determining factors. First, distinctiveness refers to whether an individual displays different behaviors in different situations. Is the employee who arrives late today also one who regularly blows off other kinds of commitments? What we want to know is whether this behavior is usual. If it is, we are likely to give it an external attribution. If it's not, we will probably judge the behavior to be internal. If everyone who faces a similar situation responds in the same way, we can say behavior show consensus. The behavior of our 30 employee meets this criterion. If our employees who took the same route were also late from an attribution perspective, if consensus is high, you would probably give an external attribution to the employee's tardiness. Whereas if other employees who took the same route made it to work on time, you would attribute his lateness to an internal cause. Finally, an observer looks for consistency in a person's actions. Does the person respond the same way over time? Coming in 10 minutes late for work is not perceived the same for an employee who has not been late for several months as for an employee who is late 3 times a week. The more consistent the behavior is, more we are inclined to attribute it to internal causes. Okay, guys.